What up? What up? What up? This is your boy Cool McCain. It's Friday night. It's 7:30 p.m. So you know what that means. Right now I'm solo. That's nothing. Got this. A whole lot of things have happened within the world of sports. Right? A whole lot of things have happened in the last few days. It's been crazy. A little bit of everything. Hirings, firings, a whole lot of different things. So we're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna go over some matchup madness with you. We're gonna do all that. But before I do that, it's a gentleman I'm gonna bring on that you probably used to seeing with me most of the time. So we're gonna go ahead and get him on.
What's up?
What up?
Give my our truth. What's up?
Okay. And for those of you who may be new to the show, maybe haven't watched in a while, or you just like hearing it, let's remind you who we are. Old school.
The
Play
play
callers.
So man, since we've been on last, a lot has happened, right? We got a new national champion in college football. You know, Michigan Wolverines. Uh, I have been an adamant believer, win or lose, that one Harbaugh was going to be rolling up out of there because an investigation is still happening. And I'm a firm believer that some shady things happen. I don't know what. I don't know if he was directly involved, maybe had knowledge, whatever. But I think Buddy's going to be up out of there. There's a lot of NFL jobs open, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. But first, man, your thoughts on Michigan winning the national championship?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, they are a team that was definitely one of the best teams, right? And we can debate about what inside information they may have had that helped them become one of those best teams, but nonetheless, they did do what they needed to do to win. And, going into that national championship game, we said at the end of the day, it was going to be a clash of styles and it was going to be about who could enforce their will on the other team. And Michigan came out there from the word go and they were physical and they ran the ball down Washington's throat. I give Washington a lot of credit for sticking in that game. But at the end of the day, man, Michigan was just too much for them from a strength standpoint.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely agree with that, man. Michigan really came out and did their thing. They showed everybody who they was. They whooped a little ass and took some names. So hey,
Yeah.
it happens. And sometimes you're the one that the names get taken on and your ass gets whooped. And that's definitely what happened with Washington. But they fought, right? They didn't give up. They fought the whole time. So we can
Yep.
respect that. Definitely can respect
Yeah. And
that.
at the end of the day, man, they really pressured that Washington offense too, right? They made life very difficult on that entire offense, not just Michael Penix Jr., but that entire offense really struggled against that defense. So gotta give them credit, man. Because it's a very high powered offense they shut down.
Definitely. So we know what happened. We know there's a lot of head coaching vacancies, right? But there's one that's already filled.
Hmm.
So interesting story about that one too. I don't know if you had a chance to see it or not, but we know the New England Patriots parted ways with Bill Belichick, and they
Hmm.
hired former linebacker coach Jared Mayo as the new head coach. But
Right.
apparently, this happened last year.
That's surprised about that.
Now, yeah, it's nothing new to people who kind of understand the inner workings of teams. If you have a guy on the staff that you feel like is going to be your next head coach, you go ahead and you sign him. It's kind of like a futures contract, right? Like you're saying, hey, you're going to be the next guy. Not time yet, but you're going to be the next guy. So when this guy leaves, you're taking over. This is the salary, blah blah blah. And it can happen a year or two ahead of time. But apparently, this outraged Bill Belichick. Uh, I'll be honest, I don't see why it would outrage him because there's stuff is starting to come out about the issues that those two gentlemen had with each other. So if you're constantly beefing with the owner, beefing about personnel decisions and things like that, you're not going to be long for the team.
Yeah.
I don't see the other way that you expect it to be. But
I
man,
mean,
so
look,
your thoughts on that specifically, and then we're going to
yeah.
get into a different way talking about the openings. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying for months that something was going on in New England, that I did not think that Belichick was going to be there after this season. And I've been saying that I thought it was going to be a mutual parting of ways kind of thing. But this doesn't surprise me. And it doesn't surprise me to learn that this was something that basically got put in place last year. I think it's very similar to a situation that I personally experienced as a fan, going back to when Bobby Bowden got forced out at Florida State before he was truly ready because they didn't want to risk losing Jimbo Fisher. In hindsight, they probably wish they could take that back. But obviously, New England had a guy in Mayo that they really believed in, and they wanted to not risk somebody else coming along and stealing him because Bill Belichick wouldn't get out of the way. So they moved him out of the way so they could get their guy in place.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. So, we're coming to you live on Friday, right? There's already been several different people that you've heard about who got fired and what this and what not, right? So we can do the same thing, you the same thing everybody else does, or we can do something a little different.
I mean, it
So
sounds like
we're
a lot
gonna do
different.
something a little different. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna talk about the seven openings that are currently available.
Okay.
If you have someone that you think would be a good fit for that team, if you have any thoughts on the coach that was let go, feel free to release those as we talk about the team, sir. So
Okay.
at number 7, I think the weakest of the jobs that are available, of course, the Carolina Panthers.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, look, we talked about it at the time, right? I mean, Frank Wright probably didn't necessarily deserve to get fired because you really put the dude in a bad situation to begin with. But, you know, the owner wasn't going to come out and admit that he was wrong, that he messed up with the draft pick because that was his guy, right? So you got to blame somebody. Who you going to blame? You going to blame the coach for not developing the guy. So I know why it happened. In terms of who's going to take this job, somebody who really just wants to be able to say that they're an NFL head coach is going to be my best guess. Probably going to be kind of like that year that Houston ended up hiring the guy that nobody even knew who he was, and he had been in the league for like 30 years. Like that's the kind of hire the Carolina Panthers are probably going to have to make.
you know, depending. So the problem I see for the Panthers is the same problem I would see for say the Eagles, right? You have an ownership group that wants to do things a certain way, right or wrong, however you feel about it. Same thing that would happen in Dallas, right? So a couple of teams. When people understand this is not just a one or two team thing. They're not going to hire a strong personality. That's why Steve Wilkes is not the head coach. That's why he's your
Mhm.
defense coordinator. They don't want a guy with a strong personality. So a lot of the candidates that people are fawning over, and Bill Belichick's been named by a lot of fans that I know, a lot of experts as the guy there. They're not going to bring in a guy that's more dominant than them.
No,
The Teppers, they're not going to do that.
no,
So we're going to get, like you said, a young guy more than likely, first head coaching job, or maybe a guy that's a coordinator that wants to be a head coach, probably has the pedigree but hasn't got the opportunity, but he has to have the right demeanor
yeah.
towards the organization.
I.e., not Airbnb.
Yes, absolutely not. All right, and then the next best job or the next worst job or however you want to go, I guess the next best, the Tennessee Titans. Thoughts on the Titans, sir?
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting because apparently the reason why Vrabel was let go was he had some conflicts with the general manager, and I guess he thought that he was going to flex and pretty much demand that they give him in his way, and they were like, "Well, good luck in your next job." So I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know who's going to take that job per se. There's obviously some issues. There's some holes on that roster that makes it not such a desirable job. but it is also a organization that has been fairly consistent, right? They haven't been great in a long time, but they've been fairly consistent. I think they do actually have a good general manager, and it's a team that you can kind of put your imprint on at this point, right? Because there's not a lot of established people there, so you're able to go in and put your own imprint on that team. Again, I think this is a job that a younger up and coming coordinator is probably going to get. You're not going to get an established coach to come in there. It's probably not going to be one of the super hot names, but it's going to be a pretty good coach.
So I think this could be a spot where they could take a chance on a guy like Eric Bieniemy.
Hmm.
Not necessarily that he will get this job, but that they could take a chance just simply because it fits all the criteria, right? It's
I
a
think he
job.
fits
It
the
has
culture there.
holes.
Yeah, he fits the culture there.
Yeah, he also fits the culture. So this could be, and if it happens, I don't think this will be a quick one. I think if we see the enemy in Tennessee, we're gonna have to wait a few months till some other jobs kind of feel, and it's like, all right, do you want Tennessee? Do you want Carolina? That type of thing. But I think he would actually be a really good fit here because he would have the opportunity to have some feedback on different players, and they have around 77 million in cap space and the number 7 overall pick,
Yeah,
so they can get some players in there. And I think this would be one of my favorites for him, just based on everything.
yeah,
All right, and then as the next best or fifth best job available, the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just gonna say real quick, Las Vegas Raiders have a coach. If they don't keep Antonio Pierce, they're clowns, and this is why this organization will never be good. Floor is
yeah.
yours, sir.
I mean, look, I get like if they get an opportunity to bring in Harbaugh or they get an opportunity to bring Bill Belichick, maybe they take it, right? And I don't think anybody would necessarily be mad at them for doing that. But if you're gonna go outside of like a really established name like that, and you're gonna go hire another coordinator instead of giving Pierce the job, then yeah, you're stupid.
Fair enough. Then number 4, we have the Los Angeles Chargers is the fourth most appealing job that's available right now.
Yeah, yeah. This to me screams more established coach. Uh, the only person, and this is honestly an opportunity where we could see Airbnb also, right? Where you want to bring in somebody that's going to maximize Justin Herbert and get the most out of that offense, and that's why I think that he could be a good fit there. But this is going to be a job that you're going to see several names come up for, whether they're established coaches, whether they're young hot coordinators. This is going to be a desirable job because you already have your quarterback, you have some good weapons, you got some other things. Now there are some issues there. That's why this job's not at the top of the list, right? But what they have is something that you can go win with right now. And then as you kind of get out of some of the contracts, you bring in new people, you can put your imprint on this team over the next year or two. So I think that this is a pretty desirable job for a lot of people. And I expect it to get filled pretty quickly, depending on, you know, what who they're going after and when those people become available.
My belief is this is Jim Harbaugh's job. I agree with what you said. Um, and they are over the cap, so some guys are going to have to, you know,
Yeah.
have to be gone as well. But I think this job spells Harbaugh for me.
Yeah, I think the cap space issues and knowing they're gonna have to either get rid of some guys or do some restructuring on some contracts is what makes it a little less appealing. So I don't know if Harbaugh is gonna leave Michigan, is that the situation he wants to go back into?
Well, I think they'll have a lot of that cleared up by the time they the new year starts. The NFL New Year, I think they'll have a lot of that cleared up, and they probably have a plan for what they want to do. They seem pretty smart as an organization, a little blind to getting rid of coaches when they should, but a lot of teams have that problem.
Yeah.
All right, and then the third most desirable job right now is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I mean the Falcons, we know what they need, right?
Yes, that's one position we know they need.
I mean, look, they need more than that, right? It's not just a quarterback, but that is by far and away their absolute biggest obstacle, right? Um, And the thing is, honestly, like you went out, you brought in a head coach who you thought was going to be able to get the most out of the offense, and the offense really hasn't produced for you. But when you look at the fact that you already have Drake London, that you have Bijan Robinson, that you have I can't think of his name, the tight end.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, who was vastly underused. You have Tyler Algier, right? So this offense already has weapons. The defense played a lot better this year and would have played even better had the offense been able to stay on the field for any period of time. So, yeah, you go in, you take this job, you get a quarterback. This is a good situation. What's going to be interesting for me in this hire is, are they going to try to go offense again, or will they do it like a lot of teams do? And they said, well, we went offense last time, let's go defense this time.
Yeah. There's a couple of different people who they've been talking about for this job, right? Bieniemy's name has come up. Belichick's name has come up. Pete Carroll's name has come up. It's a couple of different guys have come up as possibilities for the Falcons, being that they have so many pieces in place. And like you said, the main thing that they need is a quarterback, and they have like 38 million in cap space too. So they
Yeah.
have enough money to go out and kind of fill some of those holes. Maybe go out and grab a guy that they think could be their quarterback, or maybe draft one.
Yeah.
So definitely some options there. So I see why that's where it's at as far as the level of appeal.
I do think that could be probably the most logical landing spot for Belichick.
It does help him be closer to making the playoffs on a consistent basis because this stinks.
Yeah.
Second most desirable of the jobs is the Seattle Seahawks. I'll quickly say we know the weapons they got. We know that. I think this is Dan Campbell's job.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what's so weird about Seattle is I thought for sure when the Pete Carroll news came out, I was just waiting. Like I thought maybe later that day or the next day we were going to hear like a signing very similar to what happened with Mayo in New England. Because I'm like, why would you fire Pete Carroll? I mean, you didn't fire him, right? Because you just moved him to a different role. But we all know what happened. So why would you get rid of him as your coach without having an absolute game plan in place for who your next coach is going to be? That just seemed weird to me. So I do agree with you that the guy that they want is Dan Campbell.
But keep in mind,
You know what I meant.
yeah, the basically the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys is who we're talking about. So if we got the name wrong, that's who we're talking about.
Yes.
I think it's just a matter of waiting until the Cowboys are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Wherever that happens, I think that's when we're going to get the announcement. I think it's already in place. Personally speaking, they're just doing the right thing and saying we're going to wait until it's over. We're not going to be any of a distraction. Finish out your season there, then we'll get everything good.
Yeah.
And of course, that leaves one team, clearly the Washington Commanders. They have 86 million in cap space. They've got a lot of picks. They've got some good young weapons. I don't think Terry McLaurin is a number one receiver. So I think you want to go out and get like a solid number one. I think McLaurin could be a number one in certain situations, but I don't think he's a number one with this current Commanders team. So maybe you look at maybe seeing if you can offload him and get some assets. You got a lot of cap space, so a lot of things that you can do. Number 2 overall pick, so a lot of different moves that you can make. For this job, I think Eric Bieniemy would be a great candidate for this one as well. Kind of knows the team already, but I think you want to let him go out, let him interview with other places. Maybe you bring in someone else that the people that are making these decisions like a little bit more than him. But I think he's got to be a candidate. The whole purpose of him coming there was kind of know that this was going to happen at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely a candidate, but the one thing about it is you have a new general manager, you have new ownership, so it's hard to know what they may want to do. Part of why they may have brought him in was they might have said, "Hey, we want to get to know this guy over the next year to see if he's going to be the guy," right? Because I think people kind of forget about the fact that the ownership group didn't take over until like July of last year. So it was too late for them to fire their head coach at that point and go get a new coach. So they kind of knew, I think, ahead of time that barring a major run in a playoff appearance, that Ron Rivera was gone, right? That was pretty much, I think, the ultimatum that was already set there. So it's going to be definitely an interesting job. And by the way, I think that they got a really good general manager. I know I saw a lot of talk that the 49ers were actually grooming him to take John Lynch's place if John Lynch decided to move on. So obviously, a guy who's already been being in the process of being groomed for that position. So I think they made a really good hire with that. Which with the new ownership group, they're definitely making better decisions than the old one.
So we got a couple of comments here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the part of the Matchup Madness crew in here and liven things up. All right. So AP says, "Ask the Saints. Laugh out loud. Cat space don't mean nothing." This is true, but if you get the right people in place, it does matter. But if you get the wrong people, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I would just argue that despite all that spending and all that cap manipulation they be doing every year, they ain't won nothing in a long time. So just
Factoids. If I'm being honest, says don't forget Cordell Patterson. True.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Dan Quinn.
Yes, that is what
Thanks,
we were
Mark.
doing.
That's who we were
Yeah,
thinking of.
Dan Campbell's not going anywhere whatsoever.
He's not. Right, Dan? Wrong, Campbell.
First name
and
right.
then right. That's about all. AP says, "In the show, I'm done." We just hired a new GM. It's all good, AP. It's all good.
Commanders fan.
Yes, he is.
Hey, like I said, I think they made a great hire, man. I think you'll be very happy.
They did, and they have a good dream trust that's helping them make those decisions. Guys from different sports that Josh Smith put in place, like, hey, I want y'all to help me make these decisions because you're sports people, not necessarily all football guys, but all sports guys.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, we're going to bring in a couple more people here. We got first that wild boy himself, Wild Card Mar. What's going on, man?
Fellas? What's happening?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, we here, we live, we doing the thing. And then also the man in himself, Young True 21. What up?
What's going on? True.
What's up, man?
Hey, True, man, y'all better stop playing and take that interim off AP because y'all getting everybody knocking at that door. Talking about, man, let's holler at them.
And then Mar, I got to say, I got to read this real quick, and then y'all have at it. So Mar says in the comments to AP just heard them Commanders look like a chicken with their head cut off. Bro, I'm telling you, I understand that the Commanders in the past have been trash juice in making decisions for people up top, maybe not drafting the right people and all those things. But I feel like they got the right ownership group now, and they're going to be good on that end. It's just going to take a while to undo some of the bad things and the bad juju and vibes that were put in by that dude that used to be the owner of that team. And AP says, Mar, I hope your car don't start in the morning.
Hey, AP, I ain't going nowhere. It's too damn cold out here right now. Hey, I ain't going nowhere.
Rick James cold-blooded, bro.
And we got football. And we got football most of the day tomorrow too. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, bruh, I didn't went to the grocery store already. I didn't already read up with my plug, so I got enough weed. I got liquor. The fam here. I got football all day. All my Chiefs people, they could go out to the game all they want. I'm a true Chiefs fan, but I am not. I will never, ever, ever go out there and be a nigga sickle, frozen, and how cold it's gonna be tomorrow. It's brick. All right. It's brick. It's like you step outside and like instant frozen, like everybody on Viagra, you stiff, bruh. I can't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
just want to say the words and thoughts of one Wild Card Mar are not the thoughts and opinions of the Playcallers Sports Talk Live show. So we appreciate the contributions from Mr. Mar, but they're just not.
Yeah. If you can tell, I probably had a couple too many. Anyway, it's Friday, man.
It's Friday, man. It's Friday. Hey, Chris, man, we need some sensible talk here, man. What's going on, man?
So
unlike how the Patriots had their in the contract of Jared Mayo that he could just step in for Belichick if he left out, that wasn't in Pierce's contract. They didn't know that McDaniels wasn't going to finish the year, so they do have to follow the protocols and which sets in place by the NFL as far as like being able to remove that interim title. So I think they can't even interview head coaches until the 21st or something like that. They can set up interviews, but they can't even interview anybody until after the 21st. And then on top of that, they want to make sure they have the general manager in place before they do anything. So it looks like from the outside in, they're just taking their time, they're dragging, but they do have to follow the rules in place. And then they still have to adhere by the Rooney Rule. They have to interview two candidates of color or women that are outside of the organization before they can even do anything.
And that's an important point that you make. I got you, Bob, but just real quick second.
Yeah.
That's an important point that you make, Chris, because people will say, well, just interview AP. No. It's got to be from outside of the organization. It can't be someone that's already part of the organization. So that's very valid. So understand that, everybody, when y'all talking about them. But I will also say the fact that the Raiders did not put a plan in place for something and expected one of the worst head coaches in the history of the NFL, proving every opportunity he gets to finish the season, that's on the Raiders.
Y'all should have took that interim tag off after those first 2 wins he had. But you bring up a good point, Cool and Chris, because my thing is, I was looking at that today. I'm like, wait, y'all just got rid of Belichick yesterday. Y'all already got a job filled today. I was like, did Kraft skip the Rooney Rule just because he hired a black dude? He was like, hey, man, we ain't got to worry about Rooney Rule. We got a black guy. He's like, come on, what are you talking about? He's here. He's like, I just thought that was odd that Patriots just filled that position so quick, because I'm like, damn, who did y'all talk to? Did y'all do a phone interview? But like, hey, man, interview for this joint real quick so we could, check this boxes real quick. But we got somebody hired. Don't even worry about coming to Boston. Don't travel. Like, I felt like, damn, like we over here bending rules over here in Foxborough. Like, shit.
I mean, I'm a little taken aback by your comments, Marv, because I'm trying to understand how you put the Patriots skirted the rules and surprise in the same sentence.
Oh, Steve. Oh, not surprised. I'm just tripping like, damn, like NFLPA ain't talking like nobody.
Honestly,
this time it wasn't me.
Some habitual rule skippers.
Honestly,
yeah, habitual line steppers when it comes to the rules. Habitual line steppers.
I think Kraft was had a little bit foresight in this. I think it was after after Brady left, he's like, yeah, we're gonna make sure we have contingencies in plan. I think if McDaniels was still on the roster, I think he would have probably been the front runner to come in and take over that role. But Kraft knew that
if somebody else hires McDaniels as a head coach, they should be fired. I don't care if they're owner. Fire them
immediately.
Fired. You're fired from your owner position. You're fired.
I don't need to fire somebody. Enough of a punishment for that. Really.
Yeah, but hold on.
Banned from the league.
What I really want to say, I can't say on air, so we're just gonna go with fire.
Yeah, you should be banned from the league. That's what should happen.
Hey, my man Rod, he's so ratchet. He goes, my head coach is black. My Chevy.
We getting to all that. We getting to all that, bro. We getting to all that. So AP. We're going to go back up to AP. AP says, Ma, I hope your car don't start in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Then Rod says, what's up, fellas? My Patriots are back. He forgot the exclamation points and the happy faces and the claps. We'll let it go this time. We'll let you have it this time.
Back to
AP says, okay, Ma, I hope your internet and cable turn off.
AP just it's that old DC hate that be coming from over there, man. I don't know what's going on with that, bro. Damn, AP.
Rod says, my head coach is black and my Chevy is blue. Laugh out loud. Not Lambo, not Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? Not Tesla.
Yeah,
Chevy is blue.
Hey, he took the rap song and he correlated to his life. He did. Lambo. He got a Chevy.
He did. Chevy riding dirty.
Yeah.
Then AP says, Chris, let's just be real. Let's be real. Just say black. And then and then Rod says Spygate all 2024. Well, it's gonna be Spygate wherever Billion Belichick ends up at, because you know they cheating. There's gonna be a whole new place, a whole new stack of people he can teach how to cheat. Oh yeah, we know that's happening.
Hey, let me ask y'all fellas. So do y'all see Bill sitting out this year, or what team y'all see him going to?
See, that's the thing. I wanted to bring that up so you to beat me to the point, but good job, sir. That's the thing. For me, he could definitely be like, you know what, these jobs cool, but I'm gonna take a year and I'm gonna see what open up next year. Same thing with Pete Carroll, because Pete Carroll got promoted, so he might take his promotion for a year, and then after he's been in his new promoted role for a year, he might decide he wants to go back to coaching.
I like those air quotes.
I saw something online that said Belichick and Nick Saban should go and do like a bar rescue,
podcast.
24 hours in the
Let's do a podcast.
Bar rescue, or like 24 hours and back, or something like that, and go to dysfunctional franchises and help them turn their franchises around within a week.
So they're going to Carolina.
I'm about to say that they're starting to. They could just one can just take the job in Carolina. They need a whole lot of help.
Shit. Hey,
no, not
first of all, you can't teach somebody to cheat.
That's what I'm saying. You need a couple of weeks to teach them how to cheat.
Hey, and look, excuse my ratchetness for a second, but hey, birds of a feather flock together, right? So, like, y'all remember back in the day, right? Like, you was dating, you was out on the scene, you know which bundle of cluckers you could have fun with. And there was another group of birds that you know, hey man, those are ones that I got a little bit more respect for. I could take home to mom. So, you know, ain't no way that you know that Nick Saban was clean and Belichick wasn't clean, and they homies. So
they tight. They like Nat booty tight. You know what I'm saying? They tight. But y'all, before we go any further, I want you to finish the start. But we do have one more gentleman that we must add to the show immediately. Y'all know him as the coach, the couch coach.
Hey,
in the building.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on,
it's
fellas?
all over. And we about to get like 40 more watches right now. We got
VIP.
I'm a jag. I'm just a guy, man.
You ain't no jag. You ain't no jag, man. Don't do that.
We're not accepting that. We're not gonna let you. We're not gonna let you downplay.
Hey, cool. The other day, right? Couch hit me up. He was like, "Yo, Mar, man, I need you on the podcast." I said, "Me? Oh Lord, I made it.
All right, so we got a couple of comments here from Rod. So this is the trolling Rod. I mean, we get that sometimes, so you just have to deal with it. Just live and keep on moving. He says Bill Belichick, the Eagles. The Eagles don't even have a job opening, so why are we talking about Eagles? And then AP says, I think Pete Carroll will get a new head coach job faster than Bill.
Hey, if the Eagles
possibly
mess around and lose in the playoffs, they might have a job.
They should have a job opening. But he does say Bill Belichick to the Eagles again, because that's why I say what I mean. You know, some people just like it's a little bit of their soul is just a troll, but that's okay. We still got love for Rod. You know, you just accept people for who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Roger's acting like that because that man is getting no buns right now because his lady's an Eagles fan and she pissed off. So when the Eagles lose, he lose.
They've been losing a lot the last month. A whole lot.
Hey, that man went through 2 bottles of lotion and his damn hand hurt. He said, I need Nick Sirianni. Get him out of here.
He said, I like my woman's booty shaped like 97 Honda Accord.
That's right.
That's right, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
All I can say is that that's right, y'all. That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
That's it.
What else you gonna say?
Nah, you can't say nothing else.
So, couch coach, we just, we get ready to get into, breaking down the games, talk about the games a little bit. But before we do that, we're just having a little, little conversation here, a little talk, about what's happening around, the NFL. but I can't not post this comment. And then it's all couch. So AP says, dude said booty shaped like a Honda Accord. That booty never breaking down. Laugh out loud.
It's reliable.
Reliable.
It's definitely reliable. Definitely reliable.
Still
Make
running.
That's
Hey,
wifey booty.
yeah, hey, just make sure you know flush the fluids about every 3 months, and you good. It'll
Yeah.
be for
Well, the
lifetime.
fluid self flush every month. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Yeah. You know.
I hate you,
Yes.
cool.
I'm just saying.
Ah.
I'm just saying. So y'all, before y'all hopped on,
Couch
real
coach,
quick,
did you ever think you see the day where me and you were the reasonable people?
Hey, if you like that, you know.
listen, Couch be on shows with me. He know that who's gonna be reasonable, who ain't. He know. It ain't nothing new. We done done enough shows together. He know what it is. Nobody expects that from me. Nobody expects something like that. Nobody tunes in to say we want cool to be reasonable. Nobody does that. Who wants to see that? You know what I'm saying?
Boring.
Right. I'm saying. But fellas, so we were going over the different jobs that were available, who we thought would be good coaches for them. So I'll ask you guys a different thing. Of the jobs that are available, which one do you think is the most intriguing for somebody to take?
Who you starting with?
Before I start, I see something about the Eagles. Sorry, y'all. So AP says, when did AJ Brown have a knee injury? AJ Brown got a knee injury in the trash game on the worst field in the NFL. That the people who keep that field up should be taken outside. Bags should be put over their head, and they should be. So you think I'm gonna go dark? They should be hit in the face with 4 paintballs, and I hope they get a concussion for it.
Mm. Hey, but let me ask you real quick, cool. Like
yes, sir.
him not being at practice, knee injury, deleting all this stuff on, is all
He
this.
deletes stuff every year. He deletes stuff every year.
I'm just
That's
asking.
what he does. Yeah,
I just want to know.
he's an emotional man, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? He needs that like separation so that he can do what he need to do on the field. Because some people understand I can't stay away from social media. So the best thing for me to do is keep social media away from me. And that's okay. If you know that about yourself, that's the right thing to do. That's a mature action. So while everybody's trying to make it something it's not, it's just the way that this man operates because he knows that he's emotional and he internalizes things. So I'm going to cut down the possibility for negativity to affect what I'm trying to do to help my team with my bad knee.
Got you. Okay. I just had that because I didn't know if that meant something, allude to something, or the emotional people act irrational. I can't.
So Rod says AJ Brown has knees like my baby mama. Rod, I don't know many people who like to just get in trouble on air like all the time, but I salute you for being one of those people that don't care about it. Clearly. But okay, so I'm gonna start with Couch Coach since he is our esteemed guest for the evening. Not that y'all gentlemen aren't esteemed, but y'all know it's Couch Coach. So we're gonna start with Couch Coach. And his thoughts.
Just as far
on the
as
most
from
intriguing one.
Am I allowed to have some bias?
You can say whatever you like.
All right,
it's like a TF video.
Yeah,
you can say whatever you like.
I can't believe you looked at the group of people on the screen and asked if you could be biased.
Right. Well, and that's because it will be to watch the Commanders. I mean, you think this gets to the fact. You just look at with their current roster, you have an opportunity. You have 3 top 40 plus picks. I think in the top 43 or 44 in the draft. So you got three top picks in the first first and second round. Then you also have the cap space. So this gives the coach an opportunity to almost have somewhat of a blank canvas where he can literally bring in what he thinks the weak spots of this team and fill it in free agency, and also as well. And I think, and especially with that kind of cap space, I think you could turn around the football team really, really quick. So I definitely think it's a watch the Commanders for sure.
All right. Chris, what you got?
conventional thinking would say I would say the Raiders, but I'm actually going with the Falcons here. You get you a quarterback, and that division is yours for the taking. Their defense is they play well when they need to, but that AFC or the NFC South it's just so trash that anybody can go in there and take it. Matter of fact, Arthur Blank, I'm gonna send you my resume. I wouldn't mind going back down to Atlanta. Um,
Take me with you.
For real.
hey,
I just need like something on the staff, something.
Mm-hmm.
You can just put us as like the official, reporters for the Falcons. We can just, we'll run the Falcon show.
we'll win the South in the first year.
Yeah, and hey, can we have our meetings at Mac City on Mac City Mondays?
For sure.
Oh yeah, they got the lemon pepper wings.
With the lemon pepper wings?
Yes,
We'll
the Lou Will. Oh, some kind of good.
Wow.
We'll have to check with Lou. We'll have to check with Lou and see if he can get you in.
So let's do that. Yeah, we can have our meetings on Mondays like that. Yes, indeed.
Mondays is a good wing day, so I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
At the establishment that we were discussing.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
From what I was told.
Oh no. Ain't no allegedly. I know.
I know. Yeah.
It ain't a lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Try QPC, but
I may or may not have had the tastiness of those lemon pepper wings before.
Yeah. Those Lou Wills hit.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of things hitting in Magic City. It's a lot of things hitting in Magic City, bro.
All right, Bart.
A lot of things hitting in Magic City. Nah, man, Chris is right. Chris is right. It's Atlanta. Defense is they play solid. The only problem is that like any other team, when your offense fails you about just about every game, you playing a lot of time on the field, so eventually you get tired, and then you kind of give up some points when you normally shouldn't. So I love what they got on the defense. I love the pieces they got on offense. And Chris hit it on the head. If Baker Mayfield can go get you an NFC,
except for quarterback,
that's what I'm saying. If Baker Mayfield can get an NFC South crown, hey man, all you need is a Kirk Cousins, and you in there. You in there like swimwear. You can win the NFC South.
Kirkford is available. Young Kirkford is available.
Hey,
he's a free agent. Good point, Mark. Great point.
That's all you need. That you don't need nothing great to win that division. You don't need a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes. You don't need no Lamar Jackson to win that division. You get you a Kirk Cousins. You
almost won it with Desmond Ridder. That tells you a lot.
That tells you something. Exactly. So
I would rather have Marcus Mariota than Desmond Ridder.
Well, they tried that last year and it didn't. They got the same results, but still, I mean, but I think we all get the drift. You don't need much at quarterback for the Falcons to win that division. Now, winning the playoffs and winning the conference, getting to the Super Bowl, that's a different conversation. But you get you a Kirk Cousins, you definitely win that South division. Come on now.
All right, so we got a couple of comments here, guys. So I want to preface this also by saying the thoughts and opinions of the Rod Uncensored Network are not necessarily the thoughts and opinions of Playcallers Sports Talk Live. So for the preface, make sure I say that. But as we do for all comments, we will be reading the comment. So Rod says, I can't wait to see that fine white Nubian woman, Miss McVeigh, on Saturday. Then he corrects himself and says, on Sunday, laugh out loud.
Wait, hold on, fine white Nubian.
Ooh. Google him now.
All I can say to that is heavens to Megatroid. That's all I got for that one.
Oh,
so Top Shelf Sports Talk says Baker is hurt.
Oh. It still ain't stopped him from winning the division. He'll be playing on Monday. Damn.
Yeah, he'll be out there. He got till Monday. All they got to do is get one of them Patty Mahomes Super Bowl shots. He'll be out there.
Oh man,
I know, right?
Because that right there, that's a magical serum.
That's that. Yeah.
They can mess around and win this weekend and be on the division round.
They sure can.
Ooh.
They sure can. They got a 50-50 chance to win their game. It is
Ooh.
right down the middle. They
Look,
sure do.
Look, you don't have to be that healthy to throw 10-yard passes all day.
Mm.
You gotta be that. You gotta be that healthy to turn around and hand the ball off,
Peyton
and
Manning threw 3-yard passes and still won a Super Bowl. So
throw swing passes and actually eat up the middle. You don't have to be that healthy, and you know you don't get a lot of opportunities because like to turn the ball over, put it to like give you more opportunities than you should have. So I'm just saying, you know that. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and move on to talking about these games. We don't have as many, so we had a little more time to cut up than we normally have, right? That's not true. We always cut up. 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. This is when Mar will be getting himself into game mode for the 8-10 game. We have on ABC and Peacock and Telemundo the Browns and the Texans. So Steven, will start with you, and we just go around the circle here. Excuse me, Box, we'll start with you and go around the circle.
I mean, you know, when I look at this game, I'm excited about this. Right, this to me is going to be a really good game. CJ Stroud has been really, really good this year, so I want to see him go up against that defense. Right, that I think it's going to be a good test for him. Ultimately, I do think that Cleveland pulls out the win here, but you know, it's going to be a very close game, and I think this might be the best game of the week. Really.
Yeah, man. I definitely feel the sentiments of Steven on that one. Love what CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans have done. This game right here is the Coach of the Year candidate winner. Because I definitely Kevin Stefanski and D'Amico Ryans both name is right there for Coach of the Year. And I just having some recency bias, the winner of this game probably wins Coach of the Year just because they both have done a fine job, and you put them up against each other. Because Kevin Stefanski has to get credit for what he's done with all the injuries he has had. Pulled an old 38-year-old Joe Flacco off the street. The man was on the couch. I mean, he stayed relatively in shape, and kind of came in, and that team kind of took off. I mean, really, they lose Nick Chubb early in the season. They losing pieces all over the place on that team. They don't miss a beat. But you also give credit to the Texans because rookie coach, rookie quarterback, you don't see them make the playoffs. That never happens. So that's why D'Amico's name is in Coach of the Year. But unfortunately, the Cinderella story comes to an end. It was a great story, but Cleveland, that defense is top, one of the top defenses in the league. I know CJ has played some good defenses this year, but there's a guy named Myles Garrett, and he is foaming at the mouth right now, and he's going to be a problem. And if you think you're going to stop him, you could double him, triple him. Zadarius Smith is still talented enough to win one-on-one battle. So the edge definitely goes towards the Browns in this one. I'm definitely rocking with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out real quick more. I think D'Amico has already wrapped up the Coach of the Year. I think it's very similar to last year, where it was pretty much down between Brian Daboll and Kyle Shanahan. The difference was Shanahan went into the season with expectations the 49ers are going to be good, so he didn't get as much credit for winning with the third-string quarterback. Daboll took a Giants team that nobody expected to compete, and he got the award. I think D'Amico's going to win this year for the exact same reason.
Hey, which is fair.
It's about the expectations going in.
Oh yeah, and I have no beef with either one. Whether it goes Kevin Stefanski or D'Amico Ryans, they both made a value case to win the award. So, yeah, man, I like that you brought that up though.
Yeah.
So just a couple of quick comments here, guys. Top Shelf Sports Talk says, but you got to be healthy to win more than one game. Top Shelf also says, Browns lose, Texans are the Cinderella team.
Lose?
And AP says, lose. He meant lose.
They lose
the
too.
NFL awards are season awards, not playoffs.
Goose got him loose.
Chris, what you got, man?
Cleveland's defense aside, I've read an interesting fact that Joe Flacco has never lost a game in January, ever, in his entire career. He's never lost a game in January, and I feel like this might be the streak might continue a little bit for this one.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So my man, fellow Eagles fan, Top Shelf Sports Talk says autocorrect.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I know that
Stop
autocorrect.
trying to get that man.
No, I'm just saying, hey, I ain't mad at him. I'm saying that autocorrect is a mother, it ain't got me sometimes. It'll get you.
Oh, yeah, it'll get you. Worst thing is to get you when you messaging the wrong people. That's when it's bad.
Yeah.
That is true.
Couch coach, man, who you got?
Yeah, I definitely think in this matchup, you look at the Cleveland Browns. I think they'll win this game. And like you said, to echo everybody's sentiment, especially Box and Mars' point, where you look at Cleveland, we knew going in that this was going to be kind of that team that's going to be good regardless of who, because of that Jim Schwartz defense. He's always have had top 10 defenses, and then now inserting your fourth string quarterback and Joe Flacco and what he has kind of done with this team almost kind of gave them somewhat of a boost. So you look at just from that standpoint, and like you said, they have shut down elite defenses. I mean, I know Box, unfortunately, you were witness to that early in the season. You look at other teams they beat as far as having somewhat of a prolific type of offense, and then you look at what CJ Stroud would do against his defense. Like you said, he has mildly struggled in those games. So if he's had this type of personnel, I think even though in the Jets game, I think he was out. I think he missed a good point at that game with a concussion, but even when he was in there, he struggled. So I definitely think the Browns are going to win this game.
Well, I'm gonna be on the island. I'm going Texans. CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans. They got that magic. You know how you had that one team that stuff just rocking right when you go into the playoffs? For at least this week, that's going to be Houston.
Yeah, you just described Cleveland. They the one that coming in hot. They coming in thermal hot. Why?
Well, you do realize that Houston had to win the last couple of games to win their division. If we're talking about anybody going into the playoffs thermal hot, there's only one team. I will not put anyone else in their category, and that's the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, but they had to go to the wire with a Gardner Minshew-led Colts team to make that happen.
Hey, name a team that's in contention for a championship that didn't lose to or have to go to the wire with a team that they really should have spanked.
I mean,
we can't hold it against one specific team and not admit that this happened to everybody.
I mean, but there is something to be said though when you're struggling with week 18. Again, I think this is gonna be a very close game. I will acknowledge the fact that Houston could very well pull the upset here, but you do have to point out. I
also would like to point out that this was only CJ Stroud's first game back in like 2 or 3 weeks, so he had to rework out some kinks because he wasn't playing. So unlike these other teams, he had to get back out there and get a game under his belt, which was part of the reason why they struggled. So we got to also allow for injury to play a part, and coming back from injury to play a part in how a team may play a specific game. So let's not leave that fact out.
Yeah. It's a Chris point where essentially, if your boy the George guard would have threw a little mustard on that throw, Houston may not even be here. You would do a little mustard on that ball.
If my man had some sticky on the glove, some sticky eggy, it was all right too. Sticky eggy.
He'd be in Roger Goodell's office.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, if he held on to that catch, it's a drug test right now. That's
right, like what they did with TD Lamb.
Or like they did with AJ Brown last year. My man had a 200-yard game. He walked off the field. Come here.
Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's when you hit him right when it comes. Hey, man. Hey, we need
don't even pass go. Don't collect your $200.
Right.
Yeah, you don't even get a chance.
So we got 5 more to go. Well, 6 more. Well, 5 more to go. Dolphins, Chiefs. I'm gonna start this one off very simply. The Dolphins have no chance, in my opinion. They're down a lot of their better defensive players. They are playing out of their element in the cold. The referees are not going to let you beat Kansas City. Kansas City's going to win this game.
Hey, man,
coach, who you got?
You the poster child of bitter, bro. Like that shit, right?
Of course. I've never said I wasn't. I have said everything to let you know that I am. I have said nothing to make you believe I'm not.
Hey, Mar,
Yeah,
just so we're clear, I want the poster too. Just so we're clear.
I mean, I have neither done nor said anything to make you believe like, oh, he's not bitter.
But I'm saying you can't subject me to this every time we get on the screen together. You can't do this to me.
If the Chiefs come up, I have to tell my truth. I am allowed to tell my truth.
Your truth. Hey, but your truth is a lie to everybody else.
No, my truth is a lie to you because you're part of the team. You're part of the referee consortium.
Nah, that ain't true. My check bounce. They don't even mess with me no more, man.
But you still part of the organization that got the referees on their payroll. I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
I agree. I agree with you, cool. It's the Dolphins. Like you said, the weather, and Mark can attest to this. If you ever been to Missouri in January, it's cold, and it's brutally cold. And
Mark wouldn't go outside.
I don't blame him. I went one time. I went to put some trash in the garage, and I had to put on like layers and layers of clothes because I was so cold. It's that cold, and this probably was worse than what I experienced last year. Nah, Kansas City all the way. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
When they telling people to cover up extremities,
it's a wrap. That's a warning. That's a warning. I ain't coming.
Get your mind right.
All your extremities. All your extremities.
Chris, what you got, man?
When Cat Williams said you got to get a jacket from here for here, that's what you're gonna be like an Arrowhead. And I think the only thing that could save Miami is the fact that Tyreek has played there the majority of his career, so he's used to those rock hard footballs coming out at the end. If they can feed Tyreek 40 plays a game and just give it to him, they might have a chance. But other than that, it's gonna be Kansas City. Unfortunately,
well, they're gonna be calling pass interference on him if he catch too many.
Cold blooded.
You push off.
So Top Score Sports says Chiefs, I believe, have the experience win. AP says the question is, can the Chiefs catch a ball in the snow with wind?
The question is, can the Chiefs catch a ball even in like warm, sunny weather, let alone in the snow?
It's September. Opening. Oh, sorry, Ma.
Hey, no, you gotta apologize to me. I'm saying the same thing. I mean, we talking about a squad that's been leading the league in drop passes all season. Like, what we talking about, AP? You talking about if they could catch it in the snow and wind? I was hoping they can do that in week one. They ain't proved nothing from week one. What you talking about?
70-degree night in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Chiefs can't catch ball if he was in Miami.
I give Mar credit because Mar do straight shoot except for the referee thing. That's the only thing that he refused to see truthfully. Everything is straight shoot.
You gotta have one piece of denial.
I give him credit though. As for Chiefs fans, I know he's more gonna give it to you straight than most of the guys. But if you start talking about referees, he turned into a regular Chiefs fan.
See, that's that shit I be talking about. But you my dog. I'm gonna let you ride.
That's salt. That's salt. I will admit that is salt. That is straight salt. High blood pressure.
I know it is.
Sea salt.
I know this is a ring ceremony for the referees this weekend, right? They getting their rings too.
They should already got those. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's a special occasion. They had to wait.
Oh, they had to wait. Okay.
See, but I'm used to this coming from people like Chris and the Raiders. Is the fact that I got to get this from everybody else who's not an AFC West foe. So that's when shit gets real and it hurts my feelings. But I'll be honest, man. I know everybody is looking at all the disadvantages for the Dolphins in this. Here's the advantage for the Dolphins. Is the wide receiver group of the Chiefs and the fact that, hey, man, we can talk about the wide receiver problems, Travis Kelce been having problems. He's, I guess when you mess with flat back Becky, it messes with your cerebellum, and you off kill.
Hey, Mar, read this comment while you up there. I'm gonna let you read this one. It goes right with what you're saying.
Travis Kelce, leave that raisin potato salad alone. It's time to come back to the soul food. And hey, that's why Rod is my man. That's what I'm talking about, Rod. Is because he ate the potato salad. He's like, oh man, they got craisins and raisins in here. I never had it like this. And then I guess he's hooked to it, but whatever. I don't understand it.
As many passes he dropped this season, she must be slippery.
Bruh. What? Boy, she can take the rust off an 82 chrome bumper. She must be doing something right, because he got my man tripping. But
for some reason he can't shake it off.
Can't shake it off.
He went from John B to Highway State Patrolman.
Hey, right, real quick.
Right.
Real quick. Like, but like, as much as y'all say, the Chiefs should easily win this, as a Chiefs fan, I still have this paranoia in my gut that the Chiefs offense is going to show up like they have for the last 18 weeks. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot, turnovers, drop passes, and I can't shake that. I can't. So I don't think it's going to be a landslide. I think this is going to be a close game just because of that. Chiefs do win because the defense is better, but I'm going with the Chiefs, but it's going to be a close game.
AP says it best. Real quick, boss, you got it. AP says it best. At the end of the game, Patrick and the refs going to take a group picture titled "The Winning Circle."
And you know what? I like you, AP. You my dog, but
find the lie. I'm gonna say like Snowman say, find the lie.
You know what? I said my piece. Hey, Box, you got it, man. You got it.
Mar, since everybody is taking shots at you about y'all relationship with the referees.
Oh, you might as well take your turn too. Go ahead.
Let me allow me to say something different. Y'all also stole Florida State warshed, just like y'all be stealing the games from people with the referees.
Oh, this personal.
Hey, yo.
Y'all ain't earned nothing you got.
Hey, man, y'all just shooting at us all day. I guess this wasn't feels to be at the top. It's lonely up here. Damn.
Don't worry.
You ain't the top this year, but then wide receivers y'all got.
Don't worry, you won't be there for long.
Hey, I'm gonna join the ride till we ain't up there. Shit.
I feel you. I'm riding with the Nuggets all year. We lose in the playoffs. I'm still talking until somebody else win the championship.
So look, I do think that the Chiefs offense is going to keep this game closer than what it probably should be. The reality is Miami has no pass rush whatsoever. They had to go out to the linebacker retirement home and pick up some people from the bench to be able to even put into this game.
Bruce Irv.
And I want y'all to think about the fact that people in Miami put jackets on when it's 60 degrees outside. So
right.
I just want to say, man, I'm not really jumping on people for like grabbing old linebackers late in the season. I'm gonna like stay off of that one because
that's the least of y'all concerns, cool.
I'm just saying that's what we do. So I'm not. We can't do something and then I get on somebody else for doing the same thing. I'm just saying.
Well, we don't, so I can. So
I feel you. That's why I said I'm gonna lay off of it and tell you to. I said I'm going to.
Yeah,
but don't be looking at me.
I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. Outside of Tyreek, who as y'all pointed out, is used to playing in this weather, the other Dolphins receivers and those running backs who really this whole offense is predicated on speed. First time they get popped in that cold weather, they're gonna slow down a little bit.
And you know that boy Tua is soft. So to answer the question, shout out my brother, Steve McCain, for tuning in and watching the show. He says, are the Dolphins able to upset the Chiefs? Yes, if the referees decide to not be in the winner's circle at the end of the game. But they're going to be, so I really don't see how they're going to let the Chiefs win the first round.
I give about a 20%. I give about 20% chance.
Yeah, I give them about 20. I might even give them 20, 25. I might give them a 1-4 chance, 25.
If they utilize Mostert and HN like they should, it can make it a lot closer game.
Well, Mostert got to show up. He's still questionable to play. Now, Achane, I agree with you on that because that man's been running out of his mind.
Yeah.
Right. Again, I want to say the comments and thoughts
Yeah, but where's the
of
lie?
the Rod Uncensored Network
Where's the
do
lie?
not necessarily
Where's
reflect
no,
the
no, no,
comments
where's the
of
lie?
Playcallers Sports Talk Live.
Where's the lie?
So, having said that,
You could have just said butter. Just just say it.
Tony keeps KY
Right.
on his gloves.
I know it's at the dock, but that
Not
after
petroleum. He
dog.
didn't say Vaseline. He said KY. Come on, Mark.
Come on, Mike. Like what Booster said, come on, dog.
Like Mar got a sponsorship deal in the comments over here. So
Hey,
You know what I'm
I know.
saying?
Hey,
it makes sense. Kadarius Tony ass cheeks. He uses KY. It makes sense. It all correlates together.
Tony need to go see my man's off the Little Giants and look the stickum stuff he had.
So AP says the first play of the game, Dolphins false start. Here we go. Refs cheating.
y'all remember the movie Necessary Roughness? Here's Torrance Featherstone.
Shoot, they could go sign Orlando Jones from the Replacements.
I thought you was about to say. I thought you was about to say Orlando Jordan. I'm about to give a walk away. I'm glad you did. I'm gonna move on to the next game, y'all. We're gonna move on to the next game. This is an easy one, I think. We got the 10-7 Steelers and the 11-6 Bills. Who y'all got? Chris, let's start with you, man. We ain't started with you yet. Let you get the first shot off.
The Bills has kept receipts about everybody talking about them all year, and they finna go on a run. But I think the Steelers is gonna make it a little close.
Fair enough. Couch, we gonna swing to you.
It's got to be the Buffalo Bills, man. Obviously, without no TJ Watt, and then you got Mason Rudolph at the quarterback. Look, Terry Bradshaw not walking through that door. Ben Roethlisberger's not walking through that door. The Steelers will have a chance in hell, and it's gonna be snowing, and they're better off just shoveling the snow. That's probably their best effort, is shoveling the snow on Sunday.
And I will
That's
say,
it.
I will say this real quick. I'm definitely going Bills too, but I will say if Terry Bradshaw or Roethlisberger walk through the door, you better still play Mason Rudolph because that still gives you a better chance to win at this point in their life.
Well, no, I'm talking about prime.
I know what you're saying.
Terry Bradshaw.
I just want to remind everybody.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Not now, Cole.
What did Mason Rudolph do to you, man? Dang.
Box, who you got, man?
I'm going to take Buffalo, but I will just throw in this small little caveat. If there's been one team this year that's had a tendency to play down to the level of their competition, it's been the Buffalo Bills.
They ain't the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Rod's sister says Jacoby Jones. AP says Gabe Davis not playing.
Yo, Rod, stop.
Oh,
He says the White would be a great tight end for Kansas City.
Whoa.
Booty catcher. You can do this the easy way. Do it the hard.
Hey, yo.
I can't stand Rod, bro.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I'm
I can't
chilling.
stand Rod.
Bar, who you got? Yeah. Who you got, Bar?
Right, I don't know what you are consuming this evening, but wow.
You own one.
Yeah.
You own one, my man. You definitely own
Yes.
one. Wow. Who you got, Bar?
Man, I'm like Steven. I got to throw that caveat in there. Not only can Buffalo play down to their competition, but what AP said, with Gabe Davis being down, that's one less weapon for Josh Allen, and that's going to push him towards playing hero ball. We always know what happens when Josh Allen tries to play hero ball. He comes, very real gifty with the turnovers, still jolly St. Nick, and start, hey, here's a present for you, still his defense. So, and look, I understand TJ Watt is out. There's a good chance I think Minka Fitzpatrick plays, and so there's still some of your defense that is still intact. I just can't get past Mason Rudolph. It's
Nor should you.
Yeah, I can't. But no, Buffalo wins this one. But please believe Pittsburgh covers the spread because this is going to be a close game. Buffalo is going. They're gonna have a couple of moments where they're gonna mess around and almost very resembling that Giants and Bills game on that Sunday night game where you like, what you doing playing with the Giants, man? What's up with this? So yeah, it's gonna be one of them.
All right, so we're gonna keep swinging around, Mark. We're gonna stay with you. Packers, Cowboys. Who wins?
Hey, I'm gonna throw a caveat. Mike McCarthy, man. That's there's a good chance this is a game that Mike McCarthy will play and try to be too cute, and he's gonna put the Cowboys in a bad position. Like either going forward when he's not supposed to and not taking the field goal and leaving points off the board. Cowboys are the better team on paper and on field. Cowboys should win this. I'm going with the Cowboys, but it's going to get interesting just because of the Mike McCarthy factor. Yeah, I won't be surprised if Packers upset, but I'm still around with the Cowboys.
We're gonna swing on around. Chris, you next.
I hadn't had one of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and put upset alert. I think
Woo!
the Packers is gonna take this one. I think turnover prone Dak is gonna show up. Dak is not. He hasn't shown that he is capable of being mature enough to be able to be the starting quarterback in a playoff game. He hasn't done that his whole season, his career, and I think it's going to be upset alert. Aaron Jones is going to run all over the defense, and Jordan Love is not going to have to do much.
I love it.
Couch coach. I know you got to follow that one, but what you got, bro?
Yeah, man. Almost, hey, two Christians think alike. Yeah, I definitely think that this is an upset alert game for the Dallas Cowboys. I definitely think this is a situation. We talked about hot teams. This is by far one of the hottest teams in the National Football League, especially. So it's something when they're kind of riding this momentum, and Jordan Love is finally getting it, and that's the scary thing about the situation going forward in the NFC. So you look at, like you said, Aaron Jones, and we know about Dallas. If you can run it down their throat, pause. That essentially, that's the game plan. Where pretty much if you have a strong running attack, that you can beat Dallas that way. And then you look at just the narration of Jordan Love. It's almost like, is he falling into the same place as Aaron Rodgers, where he was like the Cowboy killer? And I think that we have another third generation Cowboy killer in Jordan Love, and give me the Packers.
Messing up their vocal cords running it down their throat, right? Ooh.
Boss.
So I'm gonna say that football team from Arlington, though it pains me, should win this game. If I'm wrong, I will be elated to be wrong. The happiest I've ever been to be wrong. But I'm gonna go with the Arlington football team. But the caveats that you gentlemen have brought up, I do agree with and respect. I just think we're gonna see that next week, not this week. But hey, if I'm off by a week, I'm good with that. I'm great with that.
Hey.
Matter of fact, what my man the weekend say, I'm good, I'm great.
Yeah. But cool. Being a week off of that vicious cycle ain't that much of a difference.
No, it's not. It's not.
So I'm gonna point out something to y'all, because I actually picked Dallas earlier in the week, right? But I started looking at it. They lost to Buffalo. They lost to Miami. They should have lost to Detroit. We all know the controversial call that got made. That should have been a 3-game losing streak, and you was gonna beat the Commanders, right? Because the Commanders was like, we try to get rid of Ron Rivera. We don't even want to show up. So,
and we wanted number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, we wanted number 2 overall pick. So you were gonna win that game regardless. The only team that's even in the playoffs right now that Dallas has beat all year long is Philadelphia once, and that was the week after Philadelphia played San Francisco. So, although I picked Dallas and although they are undefeated at home and all that other stuff, I just can't believe in them. I'm going Packers.
All right, so we got a couple of comments here from AP. So he says Dak will throw it INT.
Yes.
Facts.
He says put that on FanDuel, Dak throw the pick.
You'll
And
get
then he
full
said,
odds on that.
cool, shut up. Hey, AP, you saw the pain in my face as I said it. You saw the pain. You should hear it. You should have heard it in my voice, brother. I did not want to say that, but I had to be honest. But it hurt. Did not feel good at all. All right, then we have the Rams at the Lions. Boss, we'll start with you on this one, and then we'll just swing around Mar and all the way around, and I'll catch the tail end on this one.
The big question for me in this game is Sam Laporta.
Mm-hmm.
If he's able to play, the Lions should run away with this, right? I worry that if he doesn't play, like, how's that going to impact the spacing of their offense? How are they going to be able to operate? What kind of impact is that actually going to have with them? Because I think having the receivers and the tight end and that running game is also complementary to one another. If you take one of those pieces out, we don't know what the offense is going to look like yet. It may be fine, but we don't know yet. That's what kind of concerns me here. But that dude over in Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson, is going to put some pressure on Matthew Stafford, and we all know what happens when you put pressure on Matthew Stafford. Detroit's going to win this game.
Mar, you up?
Hey man, interesting points. Actually, I'm going in the opposite direction. I think I love Sam Laporta, what he does for that offense, and they already kind of alluded that he's going to be on a pitch count tomorrow anyway with that knee injury on Sunday. And so he'll be there. He'll just be not at his full capacity. And I think that does changes the Detroit offense. And as much as I love what they do on offense, the only problem is Sean McVay knows Jared Goff. He knows the reason why he traded him, and so he's going to help that Raheem Morris, who's a good defensive coordinator, and formulating a good game plan on how to shut down Jared Goff. Say what you want about Jared Goff, he leaves some money on the table and not, and not in his pocket. So there's some times where, you like, bro, man, hey, if you be patient enough and actually look at the field, man, you got a wide open receiver. I seen it in week 1 when they played the Chiefs, and I seen it down to, some other games. Here's what I'm looking at. I'm not just looking at the fact that they know Jared Goff. I'm looking at the fact that Matthew Stafford has 2 legit wide receivers in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and we can't forget how bad of a man Cooper Kupp is. And we also got to give props to the running game of Corbin Williams. Here's the bad thing about Aiden Hutchinson. I love, and you made up a great point, Steven. I love what he does. The only problem is that pressure for the Lions hasn't been consistent enough. If he's not getting the pressure, there's no pressure coming from nobody else. And hey, that defense is kind of been up and down with Detroit. I don't know how Aaron Glenn has managed to keep his job for the last 2 years, because it hasn't always been a consistent product with that Detroit defense. So I'm right with the Rams on this. This is definitely going to be Stafford saying, "Hey, I love you, Detroit, but hey, I had to get them out of here, win the Super Bowl, and this is the reason why." Unmute yourself, Chris.
You muted.
I started off wanting to take the Lions. I do know that Amon-Ra St. Brown's finna have a monster game. He just got passed over for Pro Bowl and a All Pro spot, so I know he likes to play with a chip on the shoulder. But Mar, you made some good points, and I feel like Matthew Stafford is going to go in there and show why Detroit wasted his career, why he's an all-time leading passer in Detroit history, and he's going to go over there and just light it up. And I think it's not going to even be close.
Y'all forgetting about the fact that Jared Goff want to go in there and prove some revenge now. He want to go in there to the team that told him that he's not good enough.
Oh, I get it. But I think the offensive skill weapons, I'm going to give it the advantage to LA.
Yeah, I know it's not my turn, but nah. I mean, wide receivers. And I want to point out something, right? I have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp in fantasy. I've had them both all year. You're not going to get a good game out of both of them. You're going to get 2 or 3 catches out of one, pretty good game out of the other one. You're not going to get a good game out of both of them. It has to happen, 16? Because Cooper Kupp didn't play a couple of games the entire season. You did not get a good game out of both of those players on the same week. That's not going to change here. And let's not forget, and Couch Coach, I know I'm jumping over you, my bad. But let's not forget, the Lions don't want Matthew Stafford to come in there and puff his little chest out. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a man Muppet and do his thing. They don't want that. They don't want that. And as Box alluded to, you got to also think about one quarterback wanted out and said, hey, I want to get out and go somewhere else. One quarterback was just a throw in to the trade just to dump him because they didn't want him anymore. So I don't know about y'all, but if you put me up against somebody to play and we're playing the same position, we're not playing against each other, but we're playing the same position. And I was the one that wasn't wanted and he was the one that demanded out. The dude that wasn't wanted should have a bigger chip on his shoulder and want to go out there and prove more. So I'm going to go with my co-host and I'm going to go Detroit.
I agree. I feel you.
Coach.
Now go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things when and you know, Mark came on my show last night and we talked about this game as well. Where I got a little bit of clarity on his points from last night as well. And I agree with him where you look at it where they're gonna really know and focus on Jared Goff. And like you said, the prodigal son comes back to Detroit and Matthew Stafford. But now, you know, you look at like the situation you talked about, it, like Puka and also Cooper Kupp. The thing about it is, the beauty thing about it, they both don't have to have a good game, but one of them in their singular play can dominate the game. So that's one of the things where both of them can take over a game, and it's kind of like pick your poison. And I think that's going to be an issue. Like you said, the resurgence of not a resurgence, but the play of Kyron Williams at the running back position. I think that's really key for them as well. They're another team that I could definitely see. I'm sorry, Box. You might have to see them next week, potentially, Box. They might come for you next week, potentially.
Don't care.
All right, okay, but like I said, but I think they're another team where we talk about somebody who can ride the momentum and can go further, like a Cinderella type of story. I look at this Rams team. I mean, especially considering the fact you looked at what they've done, but I definitely think, especially being coupled with the inexperience, I think the Dan Campbell. The knee bite thing, that's cute. The bravado, all that's cute and all, but it's playoff football. This is a different animal. This is a different beast. I mean, you can bite out your kneecaps. All like I said on the show, Bob was with me last night. Detroit fans are gonna have a heartbreak and lose all their teeth. They could be heartbroken and toothless. Yeah.
I just want to point out one thing. All the people that have talked about the Rams wins talked about the running game. Right. Let's not forget about David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep.
True. Yes.
Exactly what I was thinking.
That's true.
Because you can have the receivers not do as well as they can. All you got to do is unleash your two-headed monster.
And to your point, I think this is going to show you Les need the genius is him. Like, hey, we know that essentially that Jared Goff can't take us nowhere. So it's like that's why we send him to Detroit, and you can see, and Detroit unfortunately going to have that reality come now because you're gonna be part of that perennial 12-win team until you get a quarterback in that position. You may not go as far. So we're gonna, like you said, like Mark said, there's a reason why this happened.
Yeah,
and we're gonna. Right. Yeah, I mean, as far as the quarterback,
you're not gonna win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but you're gonna win. You're gonna win Sunday with Jared Goff, but you're not gonna win the Super Bowl with him.
You're gonna win 12 games and be out the first round.
In round one of the playoffs, but you ain't gonna win a Super Bowl.
But you bring up David Montgomery and Josh Gibbs. Do y'all forget there's a bad man named Aaron Donald still on the opposite side of that line? He still commands a triple team.
So let me ask you a question, Mark.
Have
teams not figured out what they need to do to to run against Aaron Donald? Because there's a lot of teams that are having success running the ball against the Rams. So clearly, Aaron Donald's Aaron Donald. I'm not trying to take anything away from Aaron Donald.
Still smart enough to implement it. This guy, we still got to put in the fact that Dan Campbell is still going to be, risky enough and foolish enough to still throw out some plays, going for it on fourth down, going for it. I mean, y'all, come on, Cowboys fans, y'all know what's up. That man blatantly gave y'all the game three different times. So we still can't act like Dan Campbell ain't gonna be silly enough to, roll the dice when he shouldn't.
we gonna act like Deshaun McVay don't take chances too.
Not like Dan Campbell. Come on, Dan Campbell is.
I'm not saying he's the same level, but he do take chances now.
But the thing is, everybody talks about Dan Campbell, but is Dan Campbell an offensive coordinator?
No.
Does Dan Campbell call the plays for the offense?
Hey. Well, he the head coach. He's still responsible for it.
But does he call the plays? We're talking like Dan Campbell calls the plays.
I get what you're saying, cool, but he is still the head coach. He's responsible for everything that happens with his team. It all falls on him.
So do we give as much grief to a defensive head coach for what's done offensively as we do to a defensive head coach as what's done defensively? If the answer to that is yes, then we have a different expectation for head coaches. Because I expect you to manage the whole team, but I expect you to have more of a hand on the side of the ball that your background is in. Like, I don't expect you to be 50-50. If you're an offensive coach, I expect you to have a little bit more to say about what's happening on the offensive side of the ball.
But Dan
That's
Campbell,
why my offense sucks.
He played offense his whole career. He's not a master on defense. You know what I'm saying? So he played tight end. But the fact of the matter is that Dan Campbell will put his team in bad positions because he wants to, quote unquote, take a risk. Let's be, it's like sometimes.
Yeah, he does. You do sometimes feel like he take a performance enhancement drugs before the game. He does feel like that sometimes. He does.
You know who else? Does take a lot of risk and makes bad decisions? Matthew Stafford.
Hey man. I trust him over Jared Goff 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, same here.
I can respect that.
I think it's be critical.
That's why he's going to run the ball.
So, got a couple of comments here. Damien says Rams have a way better defense than the Lion Kings. He says the Rams 55-10.
Damn, interesting. I ain't going that far. Whoa.
He says So Rod says Indian T.O. Those DB better wear dream catchers. Then he says, Laporta said he's the next Aaron Hernandez. We don't have time to touch on that, bro, because that's a whole nother conversation.
That might have been the dumbest thing anybody ever said.
That was terrible. That was like, bro.
Do your Googles.
That was that Scooby-Doo moment, right?
That was that Scooby-Doo just got out the van moment. That's what that was. You know what I'm saying? So Damien says
I gotta go the other way.
So Damien says Montgomery is slow. He takes too long to find a hole to run through. That's why he is so darn injury prone. Well, I mean, you can feel how you want to feel about Montgomery, but I can tell you as somebody who had him in fantasy football, stats were put up pimping. So however he's limping to the hole and dragging his half-dead carcass to the hole, he putting up good stats. So I'll take it. And then Rod says, I need a calendar.
Oh my God.
Hey man, hey Rod.
Rod, you start to give out stock of eyes, bro.
It's time, yeah.
This is like, man, this is that moment where you say, do I really need an interactive show? But it's too late.
Hey, cool.
So Rod,
hey, cool. There's some comments you can skip over, and it's just some of them.
I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit.
That's one of them.
So he need a calendar with Miss McVay, and he want to call it Pretty Women of the NFL. How about that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Let's clean that up.
We'll go with that. So
okay. This ain't gonna work.
Rod is Zach Wilson, bro. Rod is Zach Wilson.
Unhinged.
They homies.
Unhinged.
He said that was
Unhinged
a
in the
Cat
chat.
Williams moment, bro. Hey, wow.
Fat face.
Hey, man. Hey, but honestly though, I appreciate the comments because hey, you got to be watching to put out later stages of comments. So appreciate you for that.
Oh man,
That's facts.
All right, so guys, we got one left. If you would permit me, I'm gonna start Eagles Buccaneers. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. If y'all want to hear a long version, there's a place, youtube.com/@Eagles Elite Podcast. You can go to. Did an episode Wednesday talking about this, so I ain't gonna take up a lot of y'all time. But I'm gonna say this: this is what you consider a 50-50 game. This game could go either way. This is two teams that could both decide they want to play good. Which if they both decide they want to play good, I feel like the Eagles have an edge. They could both decide that they didn't come out to really play, which I feel like the Eagles still have an edge because I feel like they have more talent. Now, if the Bucks come out and play well, and the Eagles come out like they did the last 5 to 6 weeks, it's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be a lot of trouble in Philly. Some heads might roll. Sirianni might not make it back to Philadelphia. I don't know. But I will say this. I'm gonna pick the Eagles because I'm an Eagles fan. I believe they're gonna find a way to at least get a win. But if they lose, it is what it is. Matter of fact, I'm calling it 50-50. I'm saying Philly, but I will not be surprised if the Buccaneers win this game. 5 weeks ago, I would have said that, but I've learned my lesson. You know what? Whoever want to go, y'all got it.
So I'm gonna say I actually agree with pretty much what Cool just said, right? I think this is a 50-50 game. Both teams are dealing with some injuries. At the end of the day, Philadelphia, even with all they messing up, even all the stuff they doing wrong, still has more talent. It should win this game. So I'm going to pick them. But if we're sitting here talking about the 49ers are going to be playing the Bucks next week, I won't be shocked at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I'm picking Eagles, but man, if y'all lose to Baker Mayfield, boy, I got a line of jokes coming for that shit, man. Oh man, we could turn into a Def Comedy Jam, but for real,
if we lose, you can have all the jokes you want. I'm gonna be on cloud 9. None of your jokes gonna phase me because you know what that means. That means there's a very good possibility that the person I want gone is no longer there. So if this is what it takes for that to happen.
Oh no, that's true. If you lose to you definitely gotta Jeffrey Lurie gotta have that conversation with Nick Sirianni. Hey Pimp, man, it's been real, man, but we wish you well on your future endeavors. We need to have a future endeavors conversation. Yes.
Vince McMahon, you're fired.
Yeah.
Mark, before you give your pick, Mark, can we put up Rod's comment, please?
So I'm gonna put Damien's up first just because I saw Rod's. The Eagles win OT force bubble TV.
Oh no!
Then Rod says Jalen Hurts better not lose on MLK Day. Rod, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you a little piece of insight. Jalen Hurts might not even play. He can't throw the ball right now. He may not even play.
Oh God! Is that middle finger hurting him that bad?
He hasn't squeezed the ball all week.
Yo, that ain't good, bro.
And look,
no.
And look, if he doesn't play, y'all don't have a chance because we all know
if he doesn't play, we have Marcus Mariota as a backup, which is why I went off in the preseason on why in the world is Mariota our backup quarterback.
Damn.
At least it's not Josh Johnson. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, man.
True.
Josh Johnson, he might feign injury because he don't want to get hit, but he can throw the ball.
Yeah. Man, no, look. Y'all can't keep doing this, Eagles. Now, here's one thing that I did say about the Eagles. They played a hell of a tough schedule, especially when that stretcher day was losing. Now, losing to the Cardinals, Losing to the
The
Cardinals.
Cardinals, the Giants, and the Seahawks, they ain't
No,
nothing. They wasn't no hard about it.
I'm not talking about that stretch. I'm talking about the stretch where you got Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, and they're literally playing them back to back to back to back.
They beat the Chiefs and Bills and then lost to the Seahawks, the Giants, and the Cardinals.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you, Cool. All I'm saying is that as much as stuff has been thrown on them, man, they had a gauntlet of a schedule. And so, but you gotta say this, y'all defensive coordinator knows y'all offense like the back of his hand. So losing to the Cardinals, it may seem like an upset, but he knows y'all. He just left y'all building 6
That
months.
ain't even the same. That ain't even the same stuff, Mar. They won't do any of the stuff that works. There's none of the same stuff that we did when he was there because the stupid head coach refuses to use anything that works properly.
Well,
I never thought
Like you
I'd
touched
say,
the
hey,
nerve.
we're Cole actually said he wanted to actually go back to the Giants again and stuff.
Right, he was ready to get him out. Right.
No, piss on John again. I'm talking about we don't have Shane Steichen, so the idiot head coach refuses to run the right offense. So none of the plays we did last year were ran, which is why Jalen Hurts looks the way he looks.
so that's more in your offensive coordinator, huh?
Notice the offensive coordinator is nothing but a puppet for the idiot head coach.
Okay. Well, they Beavis and Butthead then. So
And you know what happened to Beavers and Butthead? They got canceled after
got
3
canceled.
seasons. This is season 3
Hey,
of Beavers and Butthead.
I'm begrudgingly going Eagles because I got a lot of turmoil going now.
I'm begrudgingly going Eagles too.
I'm right there with you. Because I'm still waiting for the Baker Mayfield foot to drop, the other shoe to drop. He's been, it's still Baker Mayfield. Let's not act like, he's the second coming of Kirk Cousins or something. He's still Baker Mayfield. And that factor is the reason why I'm going Eagles. But Buccaneers, they can win this game, and that's a real possibility. And I'm pretty sure, Cool, you can agree with that, just because of the fact that the way that the Eagles have been playing, especially down the stretch. But begrudgingly going Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles. I will say that Tampa is very beatable. They don't have a run game, and they rely on that screen, and they rely on their 2 big receivers, or the big receiver and their speed guy. All you got to do is bully the speed guy and double the big guy, and they don't have anything. But I don't think Philly has a secondary to do that, so they're going to have to heavily rely on that run game and keep Tampa off the field.
Mm.
So I guess I'll be the lone wolf. I got a strange feeling about this game. I think this is kind of one of those games where I got it kind of like at the gut. I gotta trust the gut. I think Tampa is gonna win this game. I think you look at just how Philly has played in these last few weeks. I mean, and Cool probably would be in agreement with him. We talk just about every week, and you look at this how this team right. And
It's embarrassing to see. I have to look y'all in the face after all the smack I talked earlier this year. With this trash that they put on the field right now, it's embarrassing.
And like you said,
let me give you a visual example of how far apart you are from the rest of us.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. And that's where, and like you said, the whole situation with Jalen Hurts' injury. And when I seen that last week, I'm like, I don't think he's going to be able to play this week. I was thinking that was be questionable, what have you. But and then you just look at the turmoil of this team. You look at just the infighting that's going on within this team. They've got to a point where I don't think this season that they'll be able to kind of cure what has been going on pretty much the last month, as far as, that's concerned. But yeah, I think the only person who believes in Marcus Mariota is David Carr. I mean, but that's the only person essentially, so.
They had like 70 concussions, so are we really trusting him?
But here's the thing, though. Is Todd Bowles savvy enough to prepare for Mariota to be able to run? Because that's one thing Mariota can do. He could take off and be 60 yards down the field before you even realize it.
But you're going to count for Jalen Hurts running, so
exactly.
it's not like they're not preparing for a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, you already prepared for that.
I get that, but it's
preparing
two
for a
different
mobile
styles.
quarterback that can't throw.
It's two different. Hurts will move around and still try to look downfield. Mariota is gone, and he pull that ball down, he's gone.
True.
I don't know. You prepare for a mobile quarterback, and if you're saying a mobile quarterback that can't throw, and you talking about Jalen Hurts with the broke finger can't throw.
No, I'm talking about Marcus Mariota can't throw at
But I'm
all.
saying-
Broken
With a
finger,
good
healthy finger,
Yeah, but I'm saying so.
no defense.
You describing your whole quarterback room right now. So you prepare for the whole quarterback room as it is.
Well, I'm saying all you gotta do is give Jalen Hurts the same shot that you gave Mahomes at the halftime of the Super Bowl. You'll be fine.
Shot.
We
No,
all
that
know
that look
Mahomes was listen. Mahomes was out in the first half looking like his leg was gonna fall off from the ankle down. He came out in the second half like he has never twisted his ankle in his life before. That's some good medicine.
Well,
That's
what
good,
he
man.
he might have got it. He might have went in and got him to Deshaun Watson. That's what he might have got.
Ooh.
Hey, get it how you live.
All we need to know is if Brittany was in the locker room.
It ain't tricking if you got it. Okay.
Brittany might have came to the training room to give him some extra motivation.
I mean, that was the year that she
Medicine.
had free reign at the stadium. So,
Man,
Pretty much.
y'all wild, bro.
All right, so a couple more comments before we end here, guys. So Damien says Jalen Hurts definitely going to have a dream that day. Laugh out loud. You wrong for that, Damien. Rod says, I need the Eagles to win because I'm trying to dunk like Vince Carter. I had a dream of some yams. I at least appreciate the attempt. I appreciate the attempt to at least not be as before. So thank you for that at least.
Goodness
He says y'all can get Getsy. He ain't doing nothing. Laugh out loud. They ain't gonna do nothing but tell him what to do.
It's even worse.
The thing. So here's we over time. It is what it is. Here's the problem. Silly Sirianni wants to run this offense that didn't work before. That basically reminds me, and I've said this several times. Say it one more. When I see the Eagles play, you know what I think? You know how Tecmo Bowl you get 8 plays, and if the other team picks the right play, it's like an automatic blitz. That's how. And if I go look at the plays from Tecmo Bowl, we might be running them 8 plays.
Damn.
So here's the thing: the other team has a 1 in 8 chance of picking our play, and then you add in the fact that we do like 2 things different based on personnel, right? You can narrow it down to about 3 plays, and then once they line up and you see which way Jalen Hurts look and all that stuff, you know what the plays will be. Christian McCaffrey told you that. Any Eagles fan can tell you that. Any Cowboys fan can tell you that. Any Commanders fan can tell you that. Any Giants fan can tell you that. Because it's the same. So the fact of the matter is, no offensive coordinator is going to come there and run that crap. That's why Brian Johnson's the OC, because Will Nobody's going to run that crap. As long as Nick Sirianni is there, it's going to always be somebody like Brian Johnson because nobody's going to come in and run that crap. You're never going to get a head coach job running this playbook. You can't even get another OC job running this playbook. You may could get another quarterback coach job if you're Brian Johnson running this playbook because you don't call any plays when you're the quarterback coach. But you think about that, you're not going to get running this playbook. So I just say that to say there is a high probability the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go out here and choke, no matter if they give Jalen Hurts a shot or not. We've seen it the last 6 weeks. It's nothing new. If for some reason they don't, cool. Now I have a bet. If the Eagles score 45 points in this game, I'm shaving my beard.
Oh, late.
So
you say how much?
45 points.
There's virtually 0 chance that beard is going anywhere.
Oh no,
exactly.
They're not scoring 45 points.
The Eagles might not score 45 points even if they make it to the second round and you combine points.
Right, combine.
So Damien, I don't know if maybe you live in an alternate universe, but if you take Christ and Wentz and you put him in this offense, oh my goodness. You see what happened with him in Washington last year. You put him in this offense, he would already be in a body cast.
They bring Carson back. He's only going to be 3 plays: rock, paper, and scissor.
Shoot.
You see Wentz try to run the ball. That Joker looked like a two-legged gazelle trying to run the ball. Not a three-legged, a two-legged.
Damn, bro. Y'all
So yeah, Damien, nobody wants Carson Wentz back. Nobody wants Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is garbage juice trash.
I wouldn't say nobody because I would take him over to any of the quarterbacks I have on my roster right now. So
no, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. You just think you would because you don't understand what you're saying. But that's okay, Chris. I'm not going to judge you.
I had Derek Carr for 10 years.
I would. You give me Derek Carr 50 times out of 50 over Carson Trash Juice Wentz.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Carr. You got a Carr.
He does look like Barney trying to run.
Yeah, man.
A red Barney.
I should be entitled to compensation. As Carson Wentz being my quarterback, I should be entitled for compensation.
So should I. Ryan Sister says Stephen Hawking wheelchair is faster than Marcus Mariota. So I will say that's not true. The one thing he can do well is run.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a sub 4.40, so
yeah, he can run. Now we talking about passing the ball, reading defenses, shovel passes, all this stuff. That's a whole other thing. But just running the ball. I mean, I made the joke early in the season when we had running back injuries. We should have put him at running back.
Can he catch?
I wasn't really joking.
You trade him, so
it doesn't matter because we don't even run the ball. We ain't gonna throw it to the running back. We don't even hand it to him.
Which is so wild because the games that y'all won and dominated in, y'all running game was impeccable.
Bro, I be dying laughing. You'd be like, oh, the Eagles ran the ball 35 times. Jalen Hurts had 23 of the carries.
Damn, Daniel.
Yep, DeAndre Swift ain't worth a damn.
I was like, what is he talking about? They don't run the ball. They ran the ball 35 times. I go look at this stats. I'm like, oh.
The worst part is DeAndre Swift had his first 1,000-yard season, and my man don't even get 20 carries a game.
That's wild, bro.
He had to average like 8 yards a carry just to do
it. Oh shit! I got the ball, man. I gotta get some on this shit.
Yeah, I got the rock. I'm about to love it and snap in this.
I ain't gonna get the ball for another quarter. I better take advantage of this one.
Hey, Damien is completely right. He run like Forrest Gump.
Or running.
Watch Marcus Aaron run.
And run straight up.
I tell you what he
won the Heisman at Bama though. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what he's not gonna do. He's not gonna pull up and pass the ball down the field.
He'll keep running through the field, through the stadium, and home.
Oh God! Right.
In every play, I was running.
And running.
I ran to the boat where they shot the cannon.
And then one time they told me to pass the ball, so I threw it.
I said, somebody caught he said run left.
And I said, oh no, he has on the wrong jersey.
Lieutenant Dyer.
That might be the game plan for y'all. You just be like, Mariota left, Mariota right.
I didn't know if I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted to throw it to AJ or Devontae.
Hey, but that ain't a good thing.
So I didn't give it to either.
Hey, but that ain't a good thing because Forrest Gump was a Captain Save-A-Ho, man. That ain't good.
I found out AJ DM Jenny.
Yeah, because Jenny was out there, bro, and he just loved her. I'm like, damn, bro.
I
hope next week we get to play Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Mike Shanahan, that's your shoes. They look comfortable, Coach Shanahan.
Oh, this shit is officially gone off the rails. I wasn't even just alone in it.
It really wasn't. And then Damien says Maryland reminds me of Leaving the Beaver when he was running the opposite way.
I know. I'm gonna be like Forrest when he went in the strip club to get Chase Young back. He tried to get Jenny out of the club.
Hey yo. Hey, cool. Hey, this is the first time in history that the shit has gone off the rails and I wasn't alone in it. So
That's not true. We
Life
go
is
off the rails every Tuesday, and I'd be involved.
life is like a Tampa too. You never know what you're gonna get.
Spider wide banana.
unless you're running this or you're on his offense.
Hey yo.
See, you can't even say that because he can't even read defenses.
That's why he doesn't know what he's gonna get.
Mariota reading defense is like Mayweather trying to read a Harry Potter book.
Yo, chill out.
Stop it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Floyd.
ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get censored.
Hold the flag.
We are about
yards.
to get censored.
Hey, they be like, hey, Floyd, read this book. Cat in the
Hold up. Chris, upon further review, you have been ejected due to targeting.
That's a flagrant foul. Flagrant 2. Flagrant 2. Automatic ejection.
You're suspended for the first half of this week's show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you completely, utterly go off the rails.
Oh shit.
As a host, you don't let these things happen, or you do. Depends on how you feel.
Goodness
So
gracious.
with that being said, we're gonna skip where we can find everybody. Know where to find everybody up here.
Yeah.
And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna remind 2 of your friends and 4 of your enemies to come check us out. Because just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. With that being said, we're gonna do one more comment, which I'm sure I wish I didn't look at, but I did.
No, don't you put that up there. Don't you put that up there. No. You for the streets.
Rod says Russell Wilson. She for the streets.
For the streets.
And then Damien says Mariota reads the playbook like Tony Khan runs a wrestling show.
Yo, that's hilarious. Yeah, right? Ooh.
That's a shot at both of them, bro. That's that's a
Barrel.
good. That's like a good analogy, though. Like,
And that's
a
what I
good
said.
analogy.
That's what I was like, ooh.
So it's right, but it's wrong, but it's right.
Oh, it's wrong in so many ways, but it's right.
But it's right.
In the end.
All right, good people. We have done our due diligence for the day. We have wild out. I appreciate everybody in the comments, all my good people here on the panel with me. And y'all know it's more playoff football next week, so it still might be some more madness. When you get the madness crew together with the Playcallers crew, it's still madness. We out.